knows how the year is going to shake out, but I'm sure you're talking to your kids about this. Your schedule is so competitive. Group 3, which you're in South Jersey, is actually a little. It's one of the more wide open ones every year. There's been years where you guys have been a rather low seed where you go on the road and win a few games. So I got to imagine that you're saying that, hey, let's just win enough to get in the tournament, and our schedule will help us once we get there.
No offense intended to anyone, but I've always said if you want to win some games in a Group 3 in the tournament, beat in Group 3. That's just the way it is. I mean, that's some really good small schools that are very good. But Group 3 is, again, it's like a mini Cape Atlantic. And so anyone can win on any given night. You're going to see a 10, 11, a 12 seed win if it's a Cape Atlantic team against a 4, 5, or 6.
Yeah, the other thing too, John, it's always a treat. When Brian and I come up to your facility and come up to your home court, and it's really a tribute to see the way the student body has really stayed consistent in the way they come out to support these guys.
I've always been impressed. It's just a shame, I think, as COVID has kind of impacted that the last couple of years, and it's going to take a little bit of time to get it back. But I think this is going to be the first full year that nobody's really concerned about it, that we will get those kids back, because we've had some great crowds. When the opposition from the Cape brings their crowd, it's a great environment.
All right, well, guys, we appreciate you coming here. Amaro Shabir, Andrew Carianis, the two of the seniors from Ocean City, head coach John Bruno. We wish you the best of luck this season. Thanks for joining us here at the Mud Hen in Wildwood as we're here for the Cape May County High School basketball preview show.
And as always, Buddy and Brian, nobody does more for our kids than what you guys try to do, and that's what's most important. It's why I coach. It's why you do what you do, and I think everybody here appreciates it, and I thank you for the job you guys do.
Thank you. You didn't have to say that, but thank you very much. All right, so this is the Cape May County High School basketball preview show, and we're here till 7 o'clock. On the other side of this commercial, we'll be back with the programs from Lower Cape May, both the boys and the girls. So hang in with us. We're live on 98.7 The Coast, also online at Coast Sports Today Facebook page. I'm Brian Kniff alongside Buddy Tarbot, and back after this on 98.7 The Coast.
Yo.
We're right above you. We're waiting for John's on the way here. So.
If I just turn these down.
Okay. Well, here's the thing. So this now, all that's going to be live. Buddy's going to be the easiest one too. Trey.
Elam.
No, Mr. Kniff, right? Oh, sorry.
Okay, we are back live on 98.7 The Coast and Coast Sports today, live at the Mud Hen Brewery and Restaurant in Wildwood for the Cape May County High School basketball preview show. Always a fun night here. I think this is the third or fourth time we've done this. Everybody always forgets what's annual anymore because everything got skipped during the COVID year. But we're happy to be back here and very happy that the Mud Hen so graciously is hosting us here for this Cape May County High School basketball preview show. So right now we have the Lower Cape May girls team, head coach Scott Douglas. He's a new coach, but he isn't new. We'll get into that in a moment. And two of his seniors, Janaea Elam and Sarah Donahue, and junior Caitlin McGuigan joining us here at the table. So
Does that coach, excuse me, coach, does that coach say recycled?
Recycled.
Yes.
Recycled material. Yep.
all right, so Scott, you coached for a long time, won a South Jersey title. That's the first and only to this point South Jersey team championship in school history. And now you're back, and just tell us how it's going so far.
It's going good. First of all, I missed it a lot, so I came back. I had the opportunity to come back. We got a great bunch of girls. Fairly young team. We do have two seniors, so it's a fun bunch. They've been working very hard.
So why don't you tell us about, we have the three here. You have Janaea and Sarah and Katie, but what tell us about some of the other kids that you're relying on for this year as well.
Well, right now we have one of our starters from last year's out injured, probably till the middle of January. Brianna Loper.
Right.
We also have Alex Volt, who's going to be a big contributor this year. Haley Elwell. Kira Ridgway, and I don't want to forget anybody. Jazzy,
right.
Jazzy's going to be a big contributor to it this year, and Olivia Lewis, and probably a couple maybe freshmen going to get some time. The
Cape Atlantic League realigned and put you in a division with where your program is right now that's probably good for you. You're going to get some good matchups, some competitive games. How do you think that's going to help?
Well, I think it's going to help us a lot. One of my main goals this year was, first of all, to give the two seniors a little bit of fun. I said they have 3 head coaches in the last 3 years.
Right.
COVID year. So the two seniors have been through a lot. So I wanted, hopefully to get a schedule done where we play competitive games every year. And that was our main goal. The league helped out with that. Our schedule helped out with that. So that is, we're not really worried about maybe the CAL tournament, state tournament. We're worried about our division, competitive games, and everything else will take care of itself.
All right, so Sarah got really nervous when I put that microphone in front of her. But, just tell us your thoughts about how the preseason's been going and what it's been like with, really a new coach.
I feel like it's been really good. It's not really a new coach. He was our assistant coach last year.
Right.
We all knew him through basketball, so it's not really like he's a new face. But I feel like we've all been working hard and just trying to be a better team, everybody in general.
All right, let's swing it to Caitlin here. And Caitlin, I know you're a multi-sport athlete here at the school and at Lower Cape May. And what's that like for you, just rolling from one season into the next?
I feel like I've done it for so long. Like, I've played soccer and basketball pretty much my whole life. I don't know. I just always look forward to the transition between soccer and basketball because I just have so much more of a passion and love for basketball than I do for soccer.
What did you get out of last year when, obviously Lindsay Holden went down injured for a lot of the year, and that put a lot of the scoring load on you until she came back at the very end of the season. How much do you think that helped you prepare you for this season? Because obviously you're going to be expected to score.
I think it prepared me pretty well. Like, not having her gave me a real taste of what it's going to be like this year. Like, double teaming and being able to handle the ball better. Like, it just gave me a really good experience for this season.
All right, so let's go to Janaea real quick. Give her a shot here. And Janaea, what
what are your goals for this year? I mean, what do you think your team can do?
I feel like this year is going to be like a really good year for us. We're all bonding very well. Practices have been going good, so I feel like it's going to be a really good year for all of us. And the three of us together are just really good working together. And yeah.
Scott, and you're, one of the things that's always been kind of neat about Lower Cape May is that, there's always seems like there's a Douglas, a Holden, or a Ridgeway coaching. But, you guys, so many of you guys all went there. The school, obviously, and the athletic program means a lot to you. You've done it with basketball and boys and girls tennis. So what is it that draws you to Lower Cape May and it makes you want to coach and be around the kids?
Well, first of all, I think it's a close-knit, a lot of schools can say it, but it's a close-knit school-wise. And the coaching fraternity at that school is unbelievable. Like, most of the guys coaching now will tell you about the old guys, Garrison and my brother Greg, Jeff Wonder. Those guys have been coaching for years.
Bill Porter.
And I think that keeps you in line, and it just, it fires you up. Plus, most of the time we have great girls, and that's what it's about. You don't do this for wins, losses. You do it to teach the kids, and when you have good kids, that's what it is.
And it's funny, Coach, when you talk about that, the legacy, and that is what truly motivates. Because one thing at the high school level, obviously, we're not doing it for the money. It's a give back thing, because you went to the school, someone there as a coach touched you, motivated you, and made you want to do what they're doing. And I think that's just such an important factor. And the same thing with the girls, as they come into the program. Down here, it's amazing how many multi-sport athletes we have. And, they don't just show up to put on a uniform because it's fall, winter, or spring. They compete, and they take pride in that. You're talking about some of those old-timers. I can go back to like Jack Weeks, the legendary baseball coach, and another guy that was a North Wildwood guy, but he actually coached at Lower, was Mr. Jay Craven. I mean, it's amazing, but you know what? That's what makes high school sports so special.
Yeah, well, one big thing in Lower is, like a lot of small schools down here, is we share athletes. So the coaches all have to be together, because if you're not together, then none of this happens. So that's the big part of it.
All right, so we thank you guys for coming. Hope you enjoyed it. Janaea Elam, Sarah Donahue, two seniors, junior Caitlin McGuigan from Lower Cape May's girls team, head coach Scott Douglas, and we wish you guys the best of luck. You open at home on Thursday against Oakcrest.
Thanks, guys, and we all appreciate what you guys do.
Thank you.
All right, for sports down here, you guys do a lot for us, and we appreciate that.
All right, thank you, guys.
Well, thank you.
All right.
Good luck, girls.
All right, we're going to swing right to the Lower Cape May boys, and we're going to bring in head coach Scott Holden, along with three of his returning starters, junior Mackie Bonner, and seniors Jacob Bay and Archie Lawler. And a few of us have joked that there's some people around the Cape Atlantic League that think that Archie and Jacob are on about their 7th year of eligibility, because they've been starters in football and basketball since their freshman year. It feels like they've been around forever.
Well, it is that COVID year.
Yes. Yeah.
Transfer portal, all that stuff.
All right, so Scott, we'll start with that. I mean, when you have two 4-year starters back in your program, you just don't see that a lot. I know you did that with your nephew, that one group that you kind of built from the ground up, but you don't see it a lot in high school, especially in basketball. It's just so hard for a freshman to come in and start. But what's it like having these two guys with so much experience, and even a third in Mackie now in his 3rd year as a starter?
It is a unique situation. I don't know how to explain it or why it happens that way, but to have the experience and things like that, it's certainly a plus for the younger guys at practice, and just everything just goes by the book.
And, one thing, obviously touching on that, when you have, Archie sitting here and Jacob sitting here, and I'm going with the seniors right now, Mackie, give me your, but, they're big time. Not only they're big players, but they're big time players. They are always, their nose is around the ball. They can finish. They can score, and they do that also on the football field as well as the basketball court. But right now, heading into the basketball season, I mean, you have a nucleus of 3 guys sitting here right now that can really, and I'm not dissing those that are coming with you. It takes the pressure off of, those other younger players when you have 3 go-to guys like this.
Absolutely. This is going to be the deepest my program's been on all 3 levels, freshman, JV, and varsity. And part of it is because of the 4-year starters with these guys. But I constantly push, if we can get everyone to play consistently well every game, meaning not just 27 from Jacob one game and then, 10 the next. If he could do something in between consistently, and same thing with Archie, same thing with Mackey, same thing with Mike Cronin, same thing with all my guys.
Scott, you're in a revamped division with the reigning Cape Atlantic League champion in Mainland. You have an oncoming Absegami team that's kind of gotten sneaky good the last couple of years. So where do you think you fit in that division there?
Well, I mean, like I said, if we get to be consistent and things like that, I think we could be right up there with Mainland, and I am worried about Absegami and even an athletic Oakcrest. And listen, any given day, last year, Peeville should have beat us.
Right.
So we don't want to take anybody for granted, and we just got to come and play every day with that experience that we have.
All right, so Jacob, let's go to you here. And last year you guys finished 9-18, and that probably was a disappointment. So what are you trying to do here to kind of turn that around a little bit?
Well, we have the same team basically. Oh, it is the same team. Everybody's coming back and returning, and we're just looking to be better. We feel like we should be way better than that. We should have at least 20 wins this season. And we're practicing very well and moving the ball around. We feel great.
All right, Archie, you're coming back as this is rare right now. That you scored 1,000 points as an underclassman. It's rare in and of itself, but you had to endure the COVID year and still got to 1,000 before your senior year. So, and you're going to be a marked man. Everybody's going to try to shut you down this year. But this is your last go-round as a senior with Jacob. So, what are you trying to do to make sure it's the best season possible?
I think, like you said, people are going to try to mark me. But if that happens, I think we have a deep team, and we have a bunch of guys that can go out and give you 20 any night. So I'm not too worried about that. Everyone's going to pick it up, and I think we're going to have a great year in that sense. And this year, I think we've been a young team the past few years, but this year we got seniors, we got juniors, so we got experience, and I think that's going to help us a lot.
All right, so Mackey, the one junior who's with us, Mackey Bonner, it seems, and I saw your one scrimmage, but it seems like there's a little bit more in terms of sharing the ball handling duties a little bit more with this group as opposed to last year where you were doing the majority of it. How much of a difference has that made? Because it seems like you're a little deeper this year as a team.
Yeah, it definitely makes a difference, and it helps me, gets me to relax during games, and just handling the ball all the time is really tiring, especially when I'm getting pressed or picked up full court. So to have Archie or Ari or even my brother Ty help out is going to help me a lot because I can do more off ball.
Well, and we talk about that all the time. That's something we talked about throughout tonight with other teams. How important it is ball possessions. Taking care of the basketball, not turning the ball over. And right there, as you said, when you become the primary ball handler, Mackey, watching it the way that we watch, I know, too, that puts additional stress on your offensive output. Because now, if you have somebody else that can help bring the ball up, you can slide over to that two guards position and slash it, because one of your strengths is your ability to get to the basket and slash, then get to the foul line, not just worry about sitting outside, just pumping up threes. So, you bring up, that's a good point for you.
So, Scott, why don't you tell us about some of these other kids? We have these three here, but you have Ari Wright, who's back. Mike Cronin's back as a senior. There might be another kid or two. You're gonna, some kids coming off the bench. You're gonna mix in there. Tell us about those guys.
Yeah, so guys that are coming back from last year. Well, first of all, Ogre Nunez, he's coming off a broken hand. We're trying to get him back into the swing of things as soon as possible. Braswell Thomas, Braswell didn't finish the season last year, but we're already looking for him to make a big step off the bench or even push for starter minutes at some time. You got Mackey's brother, Ty, coming in as a freshman, along with John Fernandez and Will Garrow, Euless Carter. Like I said, this is one of the deeper teams. Braden Mello. All these guys are going to be getting minutes.
And Mike Cronin gives you a lot of versatility.
Mike's a returning starter, and and we need a lot from him this year. We need him to do the little things a lot more, and he's already shown a lot of steps forward in the two scrimmages.
Scott, one more before we let you go. What would you say goals are for this year?
I'm making them lofty. I'm very familiar with Mainland. Mainland's definitely the going away pick for our conference, but I want to make it uncomfortable for them and make some noise. You got every team in the CAL in the tournament now. Just try to make some noise.
All right, so that's the Lower Cape May boys. We appreciate you guys coming here, and players Archie Lawler, Jacob Bay, Mackie Bonner, head coach Scott Holden. Thanks for joining us here at the Cape May County High School basketball preview show at the Mud Hen.
Thank you, and it's amazing how much this has grown in the few years you guys done it. So we appreciate it and thank you.
Yeah, great turnout here at the Mud Hen, and we're here for another hour or so, right up till 7 o'clock.
And we look forward, you guys. Good luck this season, but we have you right after next weekend. In your house, you're going to be hosting Wildwood Catholic. So that's a game. It's going to be on 98.7 The Coast and be streamed as well.
Yeah, speaking of that, we will have our broadcast schedule posted online on coastsportstoday.com tomorrow. So look for that. And we're back doing games for the 28th year, 29th? 28th year. 28th year.
Unbelievable.
Yes, and the reason we do it is because of the support we get. You look at the amount of people that are here tonight at the Mud Hen. All right, we're going to take a break, and we'll come back on the other side with the teams from Middle Township, the Cape May County High School basketball preview show, live from the Mud Hen in Wildwood. We're here till 7. This is 98.7 The Coast. All right, we are back live at the Mud Hen Brewery and Restaurant for the Cape May County High School Basketball Preview Show. We appreciate everyone joining us here live on location, as we're live on the air on 98.7 The Coast and online with the live video at the Coast Sports Today Facebook page. As we move along into our third and final hour of this show that we've really come to enjoy doing every year here at the Mud Hen. We bring in the Middle Township High School girls program, head coach John Leahy, and he has 4 of his players with him, seniors Jada Elston and Mia Elisano, and juniors Madison Palick and Hannah Capoletti. So thank you guys all for coming here today. We appreciate you stepping in and coming by the Mud Hen today.
It's good to be here.
All right, so John, you have... it's always good to be sitting next to Buddy, isn't it?
Yeah. Listen, I love giving up more time during basketball season to sit with you guys.
Yes, because on your I know because on your off day, or did you have an off day today?
Yeah, today was my off day.
But you coach a rec league. You got to coach a rec team. Come here, hang with us.
Yeah, that's my off day.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's what
it's good. It's good times.
Yeah, exactly.
He's just lucky he's got a very understanding wife.
That's right.
You ain't
She's
lying.
the MVP of that family.
You are not lying.
So John, last year, 19-10, won a couple of playoff games. Disappointed to lose a sectional semifinal game at home. But not only do you have a lot back, but you're bolstered by some transfers. So there's a lot of expectations around your team, I'm sure.
Yeah, I mean, I think the kids that have been in our program know that our expectations never change. We have built our program and built our culture, and the expectation is that we're going to stick together, we're going to work as hard as we can, we're going to improve every day, and hopefully figure it out by the end, be playing our best. And we expect to be competing for championships in the league and for South Jersey. So regardless of who's wearing a uniform, that's what our expectations are.
Well, when you get to February, you're certainly going to be battle tested. I know you've pumped up your schedule outside the league, and your league's one great team after another, isn't it?
For sure. I'm really happy with the way they realigned the league. I think it makes a lot of sense, and now I think there's no question that teams are going to be battle tested going in, and then our non-league schedule is very, very challenging right off the bat. So I've always been a firm believer, and I learned this from Coach Faracco. He always talked about being battle tested, and we never played any cupcakes when we were in high school, and so that's always been the way we've done it, and I think it's always helped us get ready for the end.
And talking about that type of philosophy and with Coach Tommy Faracco, it would amaze me, John. He wasn't worried about winning a division or winning even the Cape Atlantic League. He always talked about the states.
Yep.
The states. February, March. I mean, he emphasized battle tested and all that.
For sure. I mean, that's why, I know when I was at Middle with Coach, first off, we never had a home scrimmage. Our scrimmages were at Camden, at Willingboro, at Trenton. I mean, we were all over the place playing the best teams. And, yeah, he always stressed, you got to be battle tested come February and March. You're at some stage probably going to have to go on the road and beat good teams. So you got to be ready for it, and you build that confidence throughout the course of the season so you're prepared.
Let's go to Jada. You're the one 4-year varsity player. I think you're the only one, right? Only 4-year varsity player. And you've experienced a lot of success with the program. What's it like now to, integrate some of these new players, a couple that you have with you here, and their sisters and Gabby Cruz? You're integrating some transfers into a group that already had a lot coming back. How's the preseason going in terms of just kind of meshing together and whatnot?
I think the preseason's been really good for us. It's definitely helped push the girls that have been in the program for the past couple years, and just made practice tougher and just allowed us to push ourselves more and more every day and get ready, like you guys have said, for our season, that there's no gimmies on our schedule. So definitely just to be able to have a group that's definitely devoted to this season, and we all have the same goal, just have success and get as far as we can.
And Jada, let's talk from a selfish standpoint. Now you don't have to be the primary ball handler. Mackenzie does a real nice job. You have other girls. Hannah can bring the ball up.
Definitely.
You don't have to be that one. Your strength is slashing and getting to the basket, as well as shooting. Talk a little bit about how that's going to make you that more dangerous offensively.
Well, I mean, freshman year, I was surrounded by a group of good seniors, and, it kind of just helped me develop my role as the past couple years, being surrounded by Kate Hurley my sophomore year, and just being around a group of good kids, and now I have that again. So it's like, I feel like I could feed off of them, and they could feed off of me, and we could just work together as a group and just be the best that we could be.
Madison, let's go to you. You and your younger sister were mid-season transfers last year, and you had to sit out. So, how excited were you for the first day of practice this year?
Yeah, it was definitely exciting to see a new experience of how middle does it, and just finally get to play after sitting so long last year. We were excited to get into it again.
And how is it as being new players to the program and coming in after already having played in high school? What's it been like?
I mean, I think it's good, and this team is really a family, and they'll help you during practice or outside of practice. They'll always be there for you. So it's been an easier transition in the basketball sense. So it's been good.
Go ahead.
Good. Madison, I'm sorry, but I have to ask you this. I mean, everybody, well, not everybody, but those in our area know about your mother and father being 1,000-point scorers at Cape May Tech, and you're probably on your way, but let's roll back to mom and dad. In a game of one-on-one, who would win?
My mom and dad?
Yeah.
Well,
mom's here.
My mom's here. So I'm going to say my mom.
I knew she was a smart kid.
All right, so Mia, let's go to you as one of the seniors, and I mean, let's face it, there could be a chemistry issue if you allow it to be. A lot of new players integrating in with a lot of returning players. So, what's it been like that some people may have different roles or lesser roles or whatever that may be? How important is it to keep the eyes on the prize, that this is all about the team and being the best you can at the end of the season?
Yeah, I mean, with the program, Coach really just said, even after our game yesterday, that it's about when you get your little moments, whether it's 2 possessions or a quarter or a full game, you have to be ready. And I think as we get ready in practices to go into the full season, the conference games, we all know that the best players are going to be the ones on the court. And if we support each other and compete at practice, then that can be your spot. But it's all about trying hard and pushing each other to get better. So really, at the end of the day, the 5 that are on the court, we're all going to support each other, even if it's for a possession or if it's for the whole game.
Hannah, let's go to you real quick. When you go to practice, you don't see this a lot at the high school level, and especially at a Group 2 school. But I got to imagine that your scrimmages amongst each other in practice are very, very intense with the talent you have in the program.
Yeah, they are, and having so much talent around us, it makes practice even more fun because there's more people to compete with, more people to play with, and it just makes the environment that much better.
What's it like for you? Because the Palak sisters went into middle in January last year. You came at the beginning of the school year. How's it been for you and your sister at Middle Township so far?
I mean, it's been really well. We love it here. We love this team. We love Coach Leahy, so I couldn't ask for anything else.
All right, so let's go back to your coach here. And John, thank you, ladies. Good job, by the way. Someone must have coached you on the media part. Wouldn't have been him.
Yeah.
But
I got news for you.
Absolutely not.
That's the first time in 19 years anyone said they love Coach Leahy. I know that. I know that. And she hasn't played a second yet.
That's right. That's right.
Nice job, Hannah.
John, that, in all seriousness, that is a challenge. You're bringing all these new, some new players have come into the mix with some existing ones, and roles are being shifted a little bit. Maybe a kid who played a lot of minutes last year has those cut a little bit. I mean, how's that been so far? How have the kids responded to that?
Yeah, I mean, it's been fine so far. We have talked. I mean, I think it was very beneficial for Mackenzie and Madison to get here, and Gabby to get here last year and really get in the gym and kind of get integrated with our group. I think what's made it really easy is a lot of the kids are already friends. So they've already played together kind of in AAU and camps and all like that. So I think that's kind of made the transition a lot easier. I've talked to the 5 transfers at different stages because obviously I transferred, so I kind of know what they're going through. But at the end of the day, excuse me, I have great kids, I have great girls, and we've talked from day one about everybody having to sacrifice something for the good of the team, and I think everybody is all in, and I continue to tell them, just everybody stick together. We're going to go through our ups and downs, but at the end of the day, it's all going to be worth it at the end.
Tell us about some of the other kids that you expect to contribute, because you're going to be bringing some girls off your bench that probably, not probably, but could definitely start for a lot of teams around the league. So tell us about some of those other kids.
Yeah, for sure. And I think that, our depth is going to be one of our advantages. When you take a look at, we have CC Tomorrow, who is without a doubt the fastest kid in Cape May County. So she will play a big role for us. You're looking at Ayanna Bennett, who had some huge games for us last year, doing dirty work. You have Riley Morrow, Izzy Tolan, of course. Gabby also transferred in. We have some of our younger freshmen who, are really pushing the upperclassmen and learning and getting better every day in practice. So certainly our depth is going to be one of our advantages. And I continue to tell these kids, things happen throughout the course of the season, and everybody's got to be ready to contribute at some point. And, just looking forward to getting in the gym. Tomorrow is one of my favorite days because it's game week,
Right.
So now it's game week. So everything, and I'm getting chills as I say that, because I know what it's like as a player. You beat the crap out of each other for a couple of weeks in practice, but you finally now we get to play for real. And I love game week, and I love getting ready for this first game and the first little stretch here, getting ready for Christmas.
And talking to Coach like last year before, I was kidding him about, well, your little sister factory ran out because he always had, he had the Ruskies, the Hurleys, the Hunters, and he looked at me. He goes, yeah, I like he was perplexed, and we would laugh, and then who shows up? The Pallets, the Capolettis. Come on, John. It is a family affair.
It very much is. I can't believe, I look at my own children, and I say it every year at our banquet. We are raising our kids together. You know what I mean? And I've been blessed to have tremendous kids in our program. But the sisters are a lot of fun. I kind of remind the younger ones that they're always wrong because that's the way it was in my house.
You had a lot of sisters to contend with.
And I was the youngest of 8, youngest of 9 rather. So I had 8 of them beating the hell out of me. So, but it's been. I coach great kids. This is my 19th year, and the kids get better and better. And I feel like every year, especially with this group, because we have so many new moving parts, I'm learning just as much about them as they are about me. And we're all in this together. We're all in this to try to have a great experience. Hopefully we're going to win some games along the way, make some memories, play in some games you'll never forget, and then we'll hopefully figure it out by the end.
John, real quick, this is, basketball in New Jersey has kind of gone from a marathon now to a sprint. Because they've shrunk the season, and it seems like it's every other day. There's not going to be many spots where you can give your kids off, a day of practice and whatnot. I got to imagine that having the depth that you have is going to help you navigate all that.
I'm hoping that it does, yeah. I think this season is going to be different than any other season that we've experienced, just what you said. You have so many games. You're basically playing every other day. We just went through that with our first scrimmage week, playing every day, and you're not going to have a whole lot of practice time. So our depth should help us. Hopefully our experience will help us as well. We talked a lot about managing our bodies, taking care of our bodies, and Mr. Elisano Nick is doing a great job with the kids in the weight room. So we're going to keep everybody strong, keep everybody healthy, and then again, hopefully we'll figure it out by the end.
All right, well, John Leahy, the Middle Township girls coach, and 4 of his players, Jada Elston, there's a T in there, Madison Palick, Mia Elisano, and Hannah Capoletti. We appreciate you ladies being here with your coach, and best of luck this season.
Yeah.
Thanks,
you,
guys. We
ladies,
appreciate you guys.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
You guys do a great job.
And
Thank you.
we will
Thanks
be
for
there.
taking time out of your busy schedule to spend some
Yeah,
of it
I
with
know.
us.
Listen, I got to go check my fantasy score. All right. Later, guys.
All right.
There he is.
So that's the Middle Township boys will be coming up next. We thank the Middle Township girls program for joining us here. We're live at the Mud Hen, the Cape May County High School Basketball Preview Show. We're going till 7 o'clock. And we'll have Lamar Greer, the head coach of the Middle Township boys team, coming up right after the break. Back after this, live from the Mud Hen, 98.7 The Coast.
What's going on? How you? You all right?
All right, we are back live at the Mud Hen Brewery and Restaurant here in Wildwood for the Cape May County High School Basketball Preview Show. We really appreciate the vast amount of people that showed up tonight. All the players, coaches, some of the fans, parents of past players that have been here.
But before I forget, because I got to work with them, the staff here at the Mud Hen has been outstanding.
Yes, they have.
From the bartenders to the servers, and we appreciate to the managers. Everyone's been very, very gracious. The service and food here is outstanding.
Sam Cohen handling our video production and everything else. Jimmy Maschio, who came and we had wires crossed up all over the place. He came and by and fixed that. But here we are moving on to the Middle Township boys program. We have head coach Lamar Greer with us, and coming off his first season as head coach. And, you know, it's never a bad thing, Lamar, when you come in as a first-year coach and you win a championship. You know, you won your conference, the American Conference, edged out Bridgeton, had to win a big road game at Bridgeton to do that, and finished 17-8. And I know, you know, the standards at Middle Township, you may have been a little disappointed with that, but nonetheless, it's still a very good first season for you.
Yeah, not to the standards that Coach Farraco has set at our school. And, you know, they were the standards that were there when I got there. So I just try to follow them and push our kids and let our kids know about the standards and the tradition and the culture at Middle Township boys basketball. So we'll keep pushing.
It's got to be an advantage for you, as you know, last year being your first year, to have so many kids back. Now they know what to expect. They're more comfortable. You're more comfortable. It's had to make a difference in the preseason so far.
It has, but it's our job as a staff to make them uncomfortable. So they thought they were comfortable, but now this preseason we're making them uncomfortable. We're raising the standards again, as we should, because we want all these kids to leave our school and be prepared to go play in college, or academically and athletically. So we raise the standards every year. So we try not to let our kids get comfortable.
Lamar, when you know, we all know high school basketball, the guard play is so important.
Mm-hmm.
You bring back 3 good ones. You know, juniors Bubba McNeil and Anthony Trombetta, sophomore Jameer McNeil. They all averaged in double figures last year. That has to make you feel good to have that kind of experience and talent in your backcourt. And they're all young. Not one of them's a senior.
Yeah, they're amazing. And the great thing is they work hard. You know, they work hard in the classroom. They work hard on the basketball court. And they just have good habits. And they work hard, and they're very demanding of our young players. So we're setting a standard, and you know, we're building the foundation to our program. So we'll keep working.
Now you were dealt a blow, you know, a football injury to Michael Zarfati. It looks like he may be out for the season. If he's not, he's going to be out a long time. He was kind of a glue guy for you, returning starter. So I'm sure you're going to miss him.
Oh yeah, Mike. Well, since the injury, Mike has been tremendous. What other kid is going to be at every single practice, and he know he's not playing. And he's there, and he's being a leader, and he's helping kids out. And like I said, he's helping the young kids. The young kids are trying to figure it out. They didn't know that as a staff we're this demanding on the court and off the court. So Mike has been tremendous, and he's a great character kid, so he'll fight through it.
Yeah, absolutely. He is a great character kid, and he's one of my. He's won me over. He's one of my favorites because of how hard he works.
He works, yeah.
And he's always got a smile on his face.
Yeah.
Even going through this right now, because I was able to talk to him at a couple of the scrimmages that I attended. Talk a little bit about the 2 new additions that are starters for you that bring a lot to the table.
We'll find out who the starters are this week. They got to earn their practice.
So the big one that Buddy's talking about is you got a transfer from London, England, Real Basquin, who's a 6'5", 6'6" kid, as a sophomore, very athletic, can shoot the ball. He's certainly going to add a dynamic to your program.
Yeah, he is. But we're teaching him the standards at Middle Township. And like I said, first is in the classroom. He has to work in the classroom. Academically, he has to be ready to go to college. And athletically, we got to push him. And he wants to be a pro one day. So I'm going to push him, and I'm going to hold him to that standard.
Some of these other guys you have coming back, you have Aiden Howe, a sophomore guard, who, he's a kid that's good enough to start for a lot of teams. He's going to come off the bench most likely for you. A senior in Devin Bach does a lot of hard work. A kid like Troy Beliris. You got Landon Hart as a transfer, Brian Rosario, a good little guard. The practices have to be pretty darn competitive with all those kids in there.
Oh, it's amazing, man. You should see our transfers, their faces, because our middle kids, they jump into walls in our practices, and it's demanded. And like I tell them, it's been like that since I got here. So we're going to keep that standard. You're going to dive for the ball. You're going to play hard. You're going to take charges. So practices are a war. But like I tell them all the time, that's how it is in college. And that's why you come to middle. You come to middle to play against the best and practice against the best.
Well, and Lamar, when we watch your team, and again, last year being your first year as the head coach, the one thing, and you talk about it all the time, is the middle way. Mm-hmm. The middle way, because you learned it from the best and Coach Tommy Farraco. And, defense, and how you're stressing, you guys want to score, we're going to score off our defense.
Yeah, and it's demanded, and if you don't do it, you won't play. Yet the other day in practice, Real got a tremendous dunk in practice. but he didn't get back to his defensive position, so we chewed him out. And I pointed to the banners and said, we've been dunking since 1975, so it's not a new thing here. You better play defense if you want to play. So it's demanded that you pick your man up full court, you talk to the ball, you help your teammates out. So we demand a lot, but that's going to be asked of them on the next level, and we try to prepare our kids for that next level.
You know, back when the teams were state level teams, there was always, when you were competing for state titles and South Jersey titles, when you were a player and before you were there and after you were there as a player, but there was always this buzz in the community about Middle Township. It seems like that buzz is back, and with that buzz is expectations, but you have to be real happy that buzz is back about your program.
Yeah, I am. I honestly don't hear it. I'm so into the process that I don't even really pay attention to. I'm terrible with it. My assistants are great with me because they pay attention to all those things, but I'm really into the process of making the kids better and helping the kids out academically and athletically, and I try to focus on our kids and make our kids better every single day. But I keep hearing about the buzz, but it's middle basketball. That's what we do. You know what I mean? So we're not afraid of it. We embrace it.
Well, I go way back with Coach Fracco.
Yeah.
So. And trust me, Lamar, he never heard the buzz either.
Yeah.
And they were never going to be better than 500. I mean, you got that all down. And you and Leahy, it's going to be another rough year. And, these other coaches they just want to go, oh, my.
Yeah, they wish they had your problems. Lamar, what's nice to see is that, you're in a very competitive division in the Cape Atlantic League, and you got your opener against Hamilton. You're playing a game over the weekend, but next Monday, so basically 9 days from now, you're going to renew that rivalry with St. Augustine Prep, and you get them in your gym.
Yes.
What's it like? Because those were always some of the best games in South Jersey year after year, and with both of your teams expected to be very good in the Cape Atlantic League, you got to be looking forward to that one as well as all the other ones against the great teams that you have to play.
Yeah, we're looking forward to renewing that, and I have all the respect in the world for Coach Rodeo. Like, he does an amazing job. Kids run through a wall for him. You know what I mean? I have all the respect in the world, but we're looking forward to it. And I know they're going to come and win, and we're going to come to win, and it should be a good game. But we're still looking forward to that Hamilton game. We don't like skipping games, so we got Hamilton first, and then we have a tough team from Philadelphia on Saturday.
Right.
And then we'll get ready for the prep. But our schedule was brutal, and if I didn't believe in our kids, our schedule wouldn't look like what it looks like. So I told our kids that I believe.
There's another Coach Fraccoism. Our schedule is brutal. Well, of course, there's no cupcakes.
That's right. Well, we're looking forward to watching you against that very difficult schedule. It's going to be a fun year for you guys. Best of luck. We appreciate you coming over. Middle Township boys coach Lamar Greer here as we move along in the Cape May County High School basketball preview. We'll come back with the Wildwood teams on the other side of the break as we'll wrap it up. We'll be back on CoastSportsToday.com and 98.7 The Coast. All right, back live at the Mud Hen Brewery in Wildwood. Brian Kniff with Buddy Tarbot and the Cape May County High School basketball preview show continues, and we wrap it up here with the two teams from Wildwood. First, we have the boys with head coach Scott McCracken and three of his top players, all juniors, Junior Hans, Jordan Fusick, and Ryan Troiano. And a lot is expected of those three young men this year for this Wildwood boys team. 17-11 last year, won a couple of state playoff games. Had a nice, enjoyable week there. A little bit of a disappointment in the semis at Salem, but all in all, a pretty good season for them. And Scott, I know you hope to try to repeat some of that success, even though you're a pretty young team here, really, with only one senior.
Yeah, Brian, we're a young squad, but we like our chances. We have obviously good guard play. I brought three of my top, obviously, players and guards here: Junior Hans, Jordan Busick, and Ryan Triano. You know, we talked about it before. These guys have some experience with playoff basketballs, also the state playoffs, Tri-County playoffs. Looking forward to, obviously, these guys shooting the basketball well and us getting up and down and defending.
Your scrimmage schedule has been difficult. You know, you played Middle Township. You know, everyone's kind of expecting them to be one of the top 5 or 7 teams in South Jersey. You went up to a very good Absegami team. You know, how important is it to keep in perspective that, you know, those are two excellent programs, bigger schools, that when you get back into your league, scrimmages like that are only going to help you?
Yeah, Brian, we like scrimmaging teams, bigger schools, getting our kids an opportunity to see some different players in different leagues. Obviously, CAL with Middle Township is a great program there. Lamar's doing a great job. But you know, our kids can compete. We like playing some of the bigger schools and better teams, and it's only going to bode well for us in the Tri-County.
All right, so let's go to Ryan Troiano, who's a junior. And, you know, when you look at yourself and Jordan and Junior Hans, that, you know, a year of varsity basketball, juniors had 2. You guys now have 1. But to have that experience, how much of a difference does that make coming back this year?
I mean, I think it makes a big difference. You know, we know how to lead a team, and that's what we're going to have to do this year. We're going to have to run our offense well, and we're going to play big on defense, and we're just going to have to lead the team this year.
All right, so Jordan, little bit of a different role for you this year. Last year, you were kind of like that super sub off the bench. You played starters minutes, even though you didn't start. Little bit of defense, knock down a 3 once in a while. Your role's kind of increased. What's the difference this year?
I'm going to have to shoot better than I did last year. I'm going to have to help the ball a lot more, and I'm going to have to box out because we're a lot smaller. But that's not going to change anything because we're still feisty and we're still small, and we're going to get up the floor.
All right, so let's go to Junior, and you know, Junior Hans, one of the great athletes at Wildwood High School, 3 sports, you know, football, basketball, baseball. Last year, you averaged 17.5. You know, you had the Troiano brothers that kind of took a little bit of the scoring load off you. They, you know, Dom and Ernie both averaged about 10. You know, I think you're going to see a lot of junk defense this year. So how do you react to that, both individually and as a team?
There's no really reaction. I'm just gonna play the game of basketball and trust my teammates. You know, we're gonna keep running our offense how we run it. You know, I got Ryan and Jordan here with me, and I trust them running the offense how we ran it last year. You know, that's really it.
Yeah, and as Brian just touched on, you know, and Coach, you graduated some of your top scorers in Ernie Triano and Dominic Triano, and then, you know, Junior, you were right there. Jordan, you picked it up. I mean, you actually led the team in 3-point shots, 3-pointers made. You knocked down 55. So the guys that are going to have to step up and score consistently for your club to be successful, it's going to come down to you, Jordan, and it's going to come down to you, Ryan, and you're going to hope for some help, obviously, from Harley Busham and, you know, hopefully Lance Lillo, but you don't know who those other guys are going to be. So, you know, how are you guys embracing the fact that you're juniors now, so it's going to be time to basically put up, or you don't want to shut up?
Yeah, we're going to have to step up, obviously. Harley can knock down a couple shots here and there. Lance is going to have to play big. We got Alex, who can definitely dissect the middle and help us a lot. We got Brian, who's going to help a lot too. But, yeah, we're going to have to step up and play big minutes and have to score because, again, he is going to get jumped a lot, so we're going to have to help. But we definitely are going to be able to help big time.
Scott, why don't you tell us about some of the other kids? Jordan just started talking about some of them.
Yeah,
but
we have a good group of young kids, and obviously these three, as far as our team goes, how well these guys play and perform this year is how we're really going to be. And I expect them to step up. And, Jordan, although not starting last year, was a big scoring punch off the bench. Junior can always score, we know that. And Ryan's done a good job, and he'll look for good shots and good openings for us, and we're going to push the ball and defend. Talking about some of the other kids, obviously we have Brian Kniff Jr., who's done a great job, sprouted up, really has gotten much better, took his game to the next level. He's going to be a big player for me. Harley is a kid that we had last year who's going to actually probably start for me this year. He could shoot the basketball. He's been very good in the first two scrimmages. We like what he's doing at practice. Alex is a kid that we got this year. For the first time, has a little bit of size, very good basketball IQ. We have some good players. Joey Mormilli, keep calling him Chris because of his brother, but we have some kids that can really step up and help us this year. Pooters is another kid on our team that actually could play. So we have some kids that can play some valuable minutes, help us get some wins, but it's going to be key for these kids to step up and for us to box out, run and push the basketball when we can.
Ryan, just want to ask you real quick, what's the standard that you feel like you have to play for Wildwood? Wildwood's a school that, one of the smallest public schools in the state. The community support that rallies around the athletic program, though, is significant. What's the responsibility that you guys feel as athletes to perform for Wildwood High School?
Well, we're just very appreciative of all the support we get. And, you just want to go out there and play well for everybody that comes out every day and watches you play. So we really play for the fans a lot of the time, too, because you always want to put on a good game for them and show how much you appreciate them.
And Ryan, keep staying with you for a moment. You were second on the team last year in assists. And the stat sheet that I have had you knocking down 12 threes. I think you made half of them in one game in particular. But,
a lot of bank shots.
They all count.
I just threw this at Jordan, but the bottom line is you're going to need to step up, and be that option that can put the ball in the basket.
Well, I knew that since Ernie and Don were leaving. I knew all offseason I was really going to have to step up, and I'm embracing that role. I'm really looking forward to this season, and knowing that I have to score a lot more, I'm really looking forward to it, and I know that I can do that. So I'm excited for it.
Well, I just think, just remember when you're out on the court, play like mom, not like dad. You'll be all right. So, Junior, what are your goals for this season? This is. Last year won a couple of playoff games. Your division is tough. Salem is very good. I got to look at Gloucester Catholic yesterday. They're good. What are your goals against the schedule that you're going to play this year?
Our goals are really just to get back to where we got last year. That's where I want to get. I want to get back to where we play Salem again, or we see Salem again in that game, or whoever we see in that game again, and maybe advance. I would like to advance. We're 11. I think we're 11 deep this year. Last year, I think maybe we were 6 or 7 deep. And we're 11 deep this year, which is good. 11 players, I think that can play the game of basketball well. So,
Scott, it's got to be exciting. We'll let you go after this one. It's got to be exciting to have a young group that pretty much everybody you're going to have here for at least 2 seasons now with all these sophomores and juniors and a freshman in Alex Daniel.
Clearly, like the kids we have, these kids can all play the game of basketball, can all step up. I expect them to. And just what Junior said, our plan is to advance to the next round, right? We want to get back to where we were before. These kids know how valuable and important it is to win at home, get home playoff games in order for us to advance in the playoffs, and that's our goal.
All right, so the Wildwood boys, we appreciate you guys coming here. Junior Hans, Jordan Fusick, Ryan Triano, head coach Scott McCracken.
And real quick, Ryan, don't forget, this Friday night, they're our opener.
Our opener on 98.7 The Coast will be the Friday night Pennsgrove at Wildwood game. It's a 5:30 start. So we appreciate you guys coming. Best of luck this season. And we're gonna switch gears right here and bring the Wildwood girls on. And thank you guys for coming and best of luck. So as we continue on here with the Cape May County High School basketball preview show on 98.7 The Coast. And we'll bring in the Wildwood girls. Here comes Maya Benichu and Sophia Wilbur and Cadence Oakley and Macy McCracken and Abby Brzezinski. And if we add 2 more, we might have the whole female population of the school. You got to go around that way because you're blocking the camera. Go ahead, Bud, take it away. I'm always a little uncomfortable with this segment.
Yes, surely I can understand. I understand. I was fortunate enough. I got to see the girls scrimmage this past week, and Coach, obviously, and I'm talking with Coach Teresa Kniff. Obviously, you had some dynamite players graduate, especially this little point guard that's doing a heck of a job up at Stockton. So going into this game, go ahead. No, you can make fun of me.
I was going to ask you how to pronounce her name.
I knew where she was going.
She wanted to know if you were going to
exactly.
pronounce it properly for once.
I want to hear it, buddy.
Emin Fatay.
Fatata.
Yeah. But that being said, so Emin graduated, Emily Clark and Ava Triano. Did I miss anybody?
No, just 3.
Yeah, well, 3 starters.
3 huge ones.
Yes. So, there's a lot of talent now still in that program that's growing up. So talk a little bit about what it's like to lose them. Shawnee, you're doing a hell of a job. Keep it up. And I'll give you another 5. Go ahead.
Thanks. Losing those 3 individuals is it's a big loss. Eman was the floor general out there. Emily, 6'2", you can't teach that. And Ava Triano she did all the dirty work, rebounds, played the best player on the opposing team and things. That's a big loss, but we have individuals on this team that are gritty and they're going to play well. We're going to pride ourselves on defense and do the best we can in this rebuilding year.
Go back to last year a little bit. Some of these girls really, well, all of them were there, but some experienced it more than others as players. But to win a South Jersey championship on your home floor, I guess the idea is let's try to replicate that feeling.
Yeah, we're going to do the best that we can. We're going to play as tough as we can, and we're going to defend people and try to get back to that South Jersey championship game. But we got a lot of work to do.
Maya, what's it been like this year so far in that, a lot of scoring was gone from last year. You're going to have to do a little bit of that yourself as a senior. You always had kids to look up to, and now they're going to be looking up to you. So what's your role this year?
It's very exciting being a senior now and having those shoes to fill. I'm definitely going to have to, play my role in scoring more and, helping the team out through it. But I'm really excited, and it's been super fun the past 3 years, and I'm ready for this last year to make the best of it.
Okay, so let's go to Macy. Since Macy is the returning leading scorer from last year, I'm sure this has been talked about at practice, but you're the one proven scorer that this program has. You're going to see junk defenses all year. How do you react to that?
That's normal. I know my coaches are going to set me up with screens, and my teammates will step up and find ways to get me open.
Well, and Macy, obviously, we do talk about that with losing the players that did graduate. And it's going to be so important because teams you're no longer the freshman. You're now the sophomore, Macy McCracken, that everybody knows about. So, that can put added pressure on yourself. But in watching you, I know that you seem to handle the pressure quite well. So, what are you looking forward to this upcoming season?
We're definitely definitely going to improve as the season goes on, and I'm excited to see how much better we get and hopefully make it as far as we did last year.
Sophia, your turn. Last year you were you were kind of like the backup guard. Now the ball's in your hands a lot more as a starter. What's the adjustment you're trying to make?
I definitely believe that playing with Iman last year, I learned a lot from her. So just watching her, I know how she plays, and I'm ready to step into that position as the starting point guard. And I'm ready to set up my players for great shots and continue to see the court as best as I can.
So let's go back to Maya, since you're the senior who's a returning starter. What is when you walk into that gym and you see all those banners and the retired numbers and the 1,000-point scorers, what's that like? Playing basketball at Wildwood.
I mean, it's a pretty surreal feeling being in a gym with a huge amazing history with all the players that have been there. It's definitely a lot to look up to. We have Maddie McCracken, who was one of those girls up there on that scoreboard. So having her knowledge with the team, helping us all out. So it's something I take pride in, and I think everyone on our team does too, because Wildwood is such like a, everyone knows that we're a basketball school, and we all love it, we all enjoy it, we all look up to everyone that's been in our program. And I think everyone really relies on us to always have that great program.
Maya, just real quickly, now you're a senior, so you're gonna have to be that next person that steps up and scores consistently. Are you ready?
Yeah, I haven't always been the best scorer, but I do think I bring a lot of other stuff to the team, and even if I'm not scoring as much, I'm ready to help out everyone as best as I can, and also do whatever I can on my end to help our team through every win that we have.
All right, so Kate, let's go to Cadence real quick. If there was ever a restart from 25 feet out, and you needed to kick a ball in the net, you're the girl we're going to. But basketball is kind of a new sport for you, and I know that you've kind of embraced it. What do you think of basketball as opposed to the sport that you've played your whole life in soccer?
Yeah, basketball is definitely a lot different. I started off as the manager my sophomore year, and everyone kind of pressured me to play, and I'm really glad I did because it's just a lot of fun, and I enjoy playing with everyone.
Okay, so Abby, we want to get you on here. So to grab that microphone, you've been in the program for 4 years.
Yes.
And I think that what's interesting is that I think a lot of times kids in your situation don't understand how valuable you are to coaches and the program, in that you come in as a freshman and you stick it out, and you didn't play a lot at the varsity level at all. Now you're going to be a backup forward. How important was it to you to play these 4 years and be at practice every day and go to every game and contribute any way you can?
Yeah, it was definitely something that I've always thought about, my contributions to the team and how it impacted the way I played. And there's been moments where I thought about, not playing just because that I didn't get a lot of time. But now I feel like I am such a part of the team, and I'm taking a step up this year, and my role's changed a lot, so I'm excited for that.
Oh, good for you, and good luck.
Yeah, that's coaches love players like you who show up to practice, give 110%, and don't complain. Just you're a positive influence, an incredible influence on the floor and in the locker room. That's good stuff.
All right, so that's the Wildwood girls. We wish you ladies the best of luck this season, and thanks for coming by the Mud Hen. And we put you guys last since you all live close. So, but thanks for coming. We really appreciate it, and good luck this year. All right, thank you, ladies.
Yep. Great job.
All right, so that's going to do it from the Mud Hen here. We really appreciate everyone who has come out. We've had a packed house here at the main indoor dining room. Don't forget, Bob Zuzalak with the tremendous service behind the bar tonight. We don't get to say that very often, but he was on point tonight.
Yeah, I don't know what that was about. It must have been that Red Bull.
All right, so for Norm back at the studio, all of the great sponsors, everyone here at the Mud Hen.
Just tell our listeners and viewers where they can follow our schedule.
Yeah, so we'll be on coastsportstoday.com. We'll put it out on Twitter, on our Facebook page. We'll have the schedule up for all the games that we'll be broadcasting. I believe we're doing 17 or 18 in the regular season, and then of course we'll load up in the CAL, Tri-County, and South Jersey playoffs. So a lot of great basketball to look forward to. Season starts Thursday. Our first broadcast is Friday with Penns Grove at Wildwood. And again, thanks to Norm at the studio, all of the coaches and players, all the parents and fans that came out.
Thanks
we really appreciate everybody
Hen.
at the Mud Hen for what they did here today for us. They always welcome us with open arms. For Sam Cohen, for Jim Maschio, for all the great people at Coastal Broadcasting and Regional Media, and of course my partner Buddy Tarbotton, who's the absolute star of the show here, the real celebrity at the Mud Hen.
Yeah.
I'm Brian Kniff. Should be a fun season. Look forward to it.
At least now I'm a sober celebrity.
Well, that's true. That's true. And we look forward to seeing everyone along the way. So that'll do it from here, live at the Mud Hen Brewery in Wildwood for the high school basketball Cape May County preview show here on Coast Sports Today and 98.7 The Coast. Everybody have a good night and enjoy the upcoming high school basketball season.